Today, we are at Silver Lake Sand Dunes. Our plan is to hike across the dunes to Lake Michigan, inflate our paddleboards, and go on a paddling adventure. Everything we're doing today, the hike, the paddle, the planning, leads down to one thing. I want to free dive the Novadoc. Up until this point, I knew this ship existed, but I didn't know exactly where it was. This one, even though it is almost 100 years old, looks like the current ships out on the Great Lakes, but it looks like a scaled down version of it. I have wanted to dive this for years, and hopefully everything works out to where we're about to go do that.
Is this where we go up?
Yeah. We each have our bags packed absolutely full to the brim. I've got a couple of snacks. I've got my life jacket.
I see you put the anchor in mine.
Yeah, I didn't want to carry that. I would have put both paddleboards in yours if I could have got away with it.
So this has like a full backpacking strap setup. So the waist strap and the chest strap, it's just like you're wearing a backpacking bag. So what are your initial thoughts on your first few steps of how you're feeling?
I'm heavy.
This is the most maybe important hike we've done where we needed to be prepared.
I need everyone to pay attention for a minute because I told Andy that it would be a super sweet shot if he went to the top of that dune and walked across the edge of it, and it is. It's super epic. But also, it's funny because I made him climb to the top of that dune for this shot, so please appreciate it.
We going to the left of that dune?
Yeah. I'd say this puts us about halfway there.
Whoa. Oh. It's pretty crazy that we are on like a totally true trail now.
Yeah.
Like not sand at all.
I think it's a spot that a lot of people don't think about the trail looking like this because they think purely dunes. And once you get to this spot, I would say that the shade and the trees are a welcome change. Step one was getting to Lake Michigan. Step two was Lake Michigan being calm enough that we can paddle it.
It doesn't really get flatter than this right now, and the wind is supposed to stay really low all day.
Straight up, if someone wants a beach day where they've got a lot of space to themselves,
This is what you do.
yeah, this is what you do.
We just got this battery-powered inflatable pump. This should be awesome for pumping up our boards when we are out on something like this, like a hike.
This is legit going to be the wildest shipwreck we've ever dove.
Now we're in the deepest water we've been in, and it is so easy to see the bottom. Do you want to be the first one to see it, or do you want to be told where it's at?
Oh, I want to find it.
I kind of want to find it too.
There's a feeling when you're looking for it and you haven't found it yet that is spooky because you know it's around you somewhere. Maybe this is a little deeper than we thought. Yeah, this is it. Ah, there it is. It's huge. That right there is the bow, and that's Andy. I think he's at the end somewhere, so it's at least this long.
All right, before we get started here though, going under, I'm gonna go ahead and have you give me credit for this weather that I've been watching the forecast.
You nailed it. You nailed it. Unreal. All right. Moment of truth.
pretty cool to get the views from above. Nick's looking at it more in the water than I am, but from above it's awesome too.
Coolest footage I've ever got.
Yeah, how wild is that thing underwater?
When people think of diving shipwrecks, that's the kind of structure that they think they're gonna see.
Yeah.
Fish everywhere. I even saw a couple, I think they're called sheephead, like the big drum.
Yeah.
The gears and the ropes that were tied onto it from when it went down. The stern and the bow are both completely out of the sand and structurally still there and sitting on the bottom as if it was sitting on top of the water, but it's sitting on the bottom. So it is just, it's so cool. If you're into this thing at all, it's crazy because Great Lakes has such an awesome maritime history. And to think that we have things like lighthouses that are still navigating the ships like we saw earlier today out on the water, and right here, sitting right in front of the ORV area, we've got pieces of maritime history sitting on the bottom of the lake, mapped out so that we can come here and safely enjoy them. Unreal. This is unreal.
To me, this is top level for being able to go paddleboarding. When it's this flat, it's so fun to get out in Lake Michigan. And when it's like this, I didn't want to get off the water yet. So that's why I decided to make this paddle down to the lighthouse and just enjoy the scenery along the way.
You're making a bold choice, but I do like your choice. I mean, if there was ever a time to do a single direction paddle, it would be right now. The fact that I can pick you up and the hike is over.
Yeah.
So
I'm not doing the hike now.
Yeah.
So not that I don't want to, but I mean, this is just going to be cool. So see you in a while.
Yeah. See you in a couple hours. Bye.
Bye. Deciding to paddle down to Little Sable Point Lighthouse from where I'm at, it's too nice out not to do it. So I've never done this paddle before, this direction, and I'm really excited to do it. So here we go. It's a couple miles. I'm going to take my time, have fun, but try to make some pretty good progress. I don't know exactly where the halfway point is. I haven't even looked at where I am yet on a map. I don't believe I'm currently halfway there yet, but gotta be getting close. I see another freighter out there. It's actually, it's a tug barge. It's the Joyce Vankenkavort. So it's a big one. Looks like a normal freighter from this perspective, but I do know that it's a tug barge and you can kind of tell on the back, and then I double check that on marine traffic. Well, that's pretty cool being able to see the Macwoods trucks coming out. People look like they're having a great time on it, waving to me out here. It's a great day for them to be out here too. The dune rides are in these like trucks that a bunch of people can ride in. It looks like a really good time. Awesome, I got my first view of the top of the lighthouse. See if I can get a shot from way back here, but obviously I'm going to get a lot closer to it. I really wonder who's gonna get here first, me or Nick. He had to hike back and then drive out here, and I've just been paddling along, and it's been great, but I don't know who's faster.
This hike, it's not a far hike, But if you add the weight of the paddleboard, I would say that it's challenging. And the challenge itself is in fact the reward. I wanted to find the shipwreck this way. I wanted to build in an adventure. And we're fortunate enough that in Michigan, we have things like shallow water shipwrecks that are well documented. So if we put together a plan and we check the weather and we get our gear right, we can have a day like this. As I walk back, yeah, I'm tired and I like it because I accomplished the goal today. It's not a goal that anybody gave me. It's a goal that I gave myself. And I'm happy that I live in an area in which I can do that. And I'm happy that places like the Silver Lake Sand Dunes exist. If somebody wanted to do it an easier way, I could see how they could load up their inflatable paddle boards in their rig and then take it over the dunes and park within 100 feet of the water's edge where there's like a roped off parking section, and then you can set up for a beach day. The shipwreck sits just right outside of the ORV area. Not only could you experience the ORV area, you could also experience the shipwreck on the same day. The craziest thing is, Andy said, I'm having such a good time, I'm paddling down to the lighthouse. And I am walking back. We're gonna meet at the lighthouse and hopefully get a few photos of the light when we get there. There, I made it back. Just the flight of stairs left. Now I gotta go pick up Andy. Good to see you made it.
It was awesome.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. It was so nice. It was actually went quicker than I even expected. It was one of my favorite paddles. This was so great. This year is the 150th anniversary of the Little Sable Point Lighthouse, so there's celebrations going on all summer for this, but so cool that this has been here for 150 years, guiding ships passing through this area.